Welcome into 12 News Weekend. I'm Dylan Doming. Tonight we're following up on the sexual abuse allegations at Wichita's Eastminster Presbyterian Church. It was just weeks ago when the church released a statement saying a third-party investigative team known as Fact Finding Ministries, who the church hired, found there to be 23 victims of abuse by the church's former director of student ministries, Bodie Weiss. The church says the abuse happened in the 1990s and in the early 2000s. The church also admitted to knowing about 3 allegations involving Weiss before hiring that investigative team last year. One report was deemed not credible. Another found the allegations could not be substantiated, while a third report ended with a settlement and a signed non-disclosure agreement. Now today, a group of people are calling Eastminster's reports into question, saying the allegations need to be handled by law enforcement and not internally. Reporter Roman Campo has the story.
Our mission is simple. It's to protect victims of childhood sexual assault, past, present, and future.
Tyson Stewart is one of the victims abused by Bodie Weiss. He's now leading this group known as Eastminster Truth.
Earlier this week, we made the demand for Eastminster to turn over the entire unredacted report to law enforcement.
Standing outside the church he used to be a member of, he says he has 2 reasons for his demand. The first being a non-disclosure agreement between the church and a victim in 2008. The church says the victim's family requested the non-disclosure agreement, but Tyson claims the victim and the family said the NDA was initiated by the church.
We also demand that Eastminster do the right thing by the silenced victim and his family by voiding the non-disclosure agreement and publicly announcing they have done so with proof.
The second reason comes from the third-party team that Eastminster hired in 2024 to investigate the allegations.
One of the investigators for Fact Finding Ministries, Randy Kaufman, is a parishioner of Eastminster. This is a clear conflict of interest, and I've also heard from some that gave their accounts to the investigation that she did not disclose that information.
Eastminster's internal report is available for certain members of the church to review, but Tyson says it needs to be handed over to law enforcement.
We demand that you change your bylaws to direct all future allegations of a crime against a child directly to law enforcement. Eastminster has and continues to show itself as wildly incapable of handling such serious allegations in an appropriate manner.
Roman Campa, 12 News.
Also happening outside the church today, about a dozen people gathered demanding for more transparency from church leaders. Some of those protesting outside the church today say they attended Eastminster when Bodie Weiss had worked there as the student ministries director. They say they should have been told about those allegations when the church first investigated them.
What I'm thinking is there needs to be a thorough third-party investigation that takes place to get some actual understanding about the level of abuse that took place in this place and the other buildings that are owned by Eastminster Presbyterian and the broader Presbyterian in the United States.
Because he was seen as this grand father figure or cool uncle, and it just sucked everybody in. It was insidious.